Hey everyone, it's time for an update. A couple months ago, the old playground was retired and a new playground took its place. The Threefold playground, if you're unaware, is where you launch applications or virtual machines on the Threefold network. So it's a lot more simple than the old method, and I'm gonna, as simple as possible, go over the steps needed to do so. So the new playground is playground.grid.tf, and there are going to be a couple of prerequisites in order for you to start using this. I do realize these steps are a little bit of a barrier to use and a little annoying, but this is somewhat more meant for a system administrator and not your typical consumer. Threefold is rolling out a commercial offering that is more targeted towards your typical commercial consumer. So the first thing you'll need to do, obviously, is to get tokens to fund your Threefold account. And Threefold is a multi-chain asset like most modern tokens. It is on Ethereum, Stellar, and Binance chain. There are bridges between all of these, but to avoid using that, I recommend that you directly obtain your TFT on Stellar. It's going to make the next steps easier. TFT is only available through decentralized exchanges, period. So I recommend buying your XLM, aka Stellar, on your favorite exchange like Coinbase or Kraken, and then transferring over that to a decentralized Stellar exchange like Lobster. This is a mobile or a mobile app only. I recommend using this. Just import your XLM and swap it over to TFT. Always keep a little bit of XLM in your account here because you're going to need that to add the TFT trust line. It's probably not going to automatically have TFT available unless that has changed since I last used it. You may have to copy in the Stellar contract address right here, and in doing so, it does require a little bit of XLM, just a couple cents worth. So now that you have some TFT, and then one more step here is that you will need the official um, application and Threefold Connect app. Go ahead and download this on your phone or tablet. And this is going to be the wallet that you use to communicate with the playground. So download that, create your wallet, and transfer over your tokens from Lobster to Threefold Connect. Back at the Threefold Playground, playground.grid.tf, when you first log in, it'll take you to login. You need to connect your wallet. Assuming this is your first time in here, you're going to click Generate Account, and there you go. It created a phrase for you here. So let's unhide that and share this and don't lose it. Okay. Password is going to encrypt your account within the browser. So if you change browsers, erase your browser data, or change computers, you'll have to re-enter seed phrase. So we're going to click connect. Cool. So grab your phone and open up the Threefold Connect app. And in the wallet, you'll see you can send via QR code. You are going to scan this QR code here and fund your account. It should transfer pretty much immediately. And once that's done, the balance over here in the upper right should reflect that. You might have to refresh the page. Besides getting TFT, the SSH key is going to be the tricky part for Windows users. Also, I should have said this earlier, and a little benefit for you paying attention. If getting TFT is a little annoying for you right now, just send your address belowhand, and I will or someone else will send you some TFT just so that you can play around here and try launching a VM without going through the hassle of setting up any new exchanges. So just post your address. All right, so SSH key. If you click generate, it's going to use the open SSH key format, which is really great for Linux or PowerShell users in Windows. But normal people like me who just want to use PuTTY in Windows, it is not compatible. And this video is targeted towards your average user, so we're considering that you are probably using Windows. So you are going to paste in your own SSH key. You will need to download PuTTY if you don't already have it. I anticipate if you're watching this video, you do have it. You will, however, need to make sure you're using a relatively recent edition, either 0.76 or above. So go ahead and re-download that if you haven't updated it in a few years. I know it is not on my common update list. So if you want to open up PuTTY Gen, so this will generate a key that's compatible with PuTTY. If you're in Linux, go ahead and just generate your SSH key like you're used to and paste that key in. That will work. All right, so you have to move your mouse around to generate some randomness. Save your public key and save your private key. I recommend copying this here and not from your saved public key, because the saved public key has line breaks in it. This does not have line breaks. We're going to go ahead and save our private key as well. We'll go back to the playground, paste that in. That's it. Actually, I'm going to whip up my phone now and go ahead and transfer over some funds. When you send those funds, don't change the memo. The memo is auto pre-filled using the QR code, and you do need it. Just sent those over. Oh yeah, once you paste in your SSH key, make sure you update your key as well. Yay! And when I did that, notice my TFT showed up. So we'll close that. All right, now we're getting to the exciting stuff. You see on the left, there's a lot of options of things you can automatically launch, but if you're wanting to get into Linux stuff, hosting a VM, choose your full virtual machine. It's pre-filled with some normal specs here. Now, the decisions that you have to make here are right here. You have a public IPv4, which is what you'll need for a website or something that needs to be accessed by someone other than you. No one uses that. Planetary network, which is going to issue you a IPv6 that is only accessible through the planetary network, which is based off of Yggdrasil. This will work on Linux. This does not work very well on Windows at all. If you Google Threefold planetary network, you will get their GitHub repository for that desktop client. However, the lack of reliability with this has prompted them to recently roll out Wireguard access, which is what we're going to do on this video, as well as a public IPv4 just to demonstrate. There are not a lot of IPv4s available, and I'll go over that in a second. There's currently a bug where this list takes a long time to populate if you change your country, especially if that country has a lot of farms. If you're looking to run an IPv4, you're going to want to use FreeFarm, which is the farm owned by Threefold based in Belgium. So I'm going to keep that as it is since I'm doing an IPv4 just a demo. Select a country near you. In theory, it should be faster, but it doesn't really matter. This will show you how much. Notice that's $18 a month. However, I do have a rather beefy spec here. Additionally, there are extreme discounts the more TFT you keep in your account. I think for like 6, 12 or more months of TFT you keep in your account, you can basically have that monthly cost. If you purchase a dedicated node, dedicated server, and I'm actually not quite sure how to do this in the new playground, along with TFT staking, you're going to be paying well below market rates for VM. In fact, so low you could actually resell that capacity for a pretty tidy profit. So we'll keep that farm as is, and we will hit deploy. Now, if the node you're deploying on is slow, you may get a timeout error. And if you do, you can try again, or I would recommend just selecting a different farm. You get this screen popping up, you know it's successfully launched. You see here you have your public IPv4 if you need a publicly accessible application or /VM. And we have our WireGuard IP and our WireGuard config. First, let's play with accessing it via the public IP. So open up PuTTY and paste in that address. Then depending on the version of PuTTY you have, it could be in a slightly different spot, but I recommend upgrading PuTTY anyways. You go here and then upload that private key file. Accept. Log in as root. Hey, look at that, it worked. Now we're gonna try via WireGuard. The reason you might want to use WireGuard, there are not a lot of public IPs available. Additionally, they do cost a little more money. So let's try this. Now, I have not done this before with Threefold, so let's give this a shot. So download and install WireGuard. Go over here and under Add Tunnel, click Add Empty Tunnel. We're gonna name this Test VM. And we're going to copy our WireGuard config. Paste that in. Save and activate. We're going to grab this WireGuard IP. We'll type in that WireGuard IP, which we can use here because we're currently tunneled in through that VPN. And we'll still need our credentials to do this. And it worked. That is too cool. I haven't done this before. And that's a wrap. I'll do a couple more tutorials here soon. Hard for me to have time on doing these since I'm very busy. But given the recent developments, some things being easier, it's time to start making some videos.